The fluorescent lights of Murphy's Corner store cast long shadows across the parking lot as Maya Chen flipped the sign to "Closed." At 19, this was her first real job, and closing alone still made her nervous. But rent didn't pay itself, and the night shift paid an extra $1.50 an hour. She was counting the register when she heard the rumble. Through the window, she watched 3 motorcycles pull into the lot, big, chrome-heavy machines that gleamed under the streetlights. The riders wore leather vests with patches she couldn't quite make out. Maya's heart quickened, but she reminded herself not to judge. Her manager, old Mr. Murphy, always said, "People surprise you if you let them." The bikers entered just before closing, nodding politely as they headed toward the back coolers. Maya returned to her counting, occasionally glancing up to see them browsing the energy drinks and snacks. They were quiet, respectful even. One of them, a woman with silver hair in a long braid, smiled warmly at her. By 10:15, they were still deciding between beef jerky brands in the back aisle. Maya didn't mind. Better late than rude. That's when the bell chimed again. 3 men entered, early 20s, wearing hoodies despite the warm September night. Something in their swagger set off alarm bells in Maya's mind. She'd grown up in this neighborhood. She knew the difference between confidence and threat. "We're actually closed," Maya said, trying to keep her voice steady. "But if you need something quick." "Register still open," the tallest one interrupted, approaching the counter. His eyes were glassy, unfocused. The smell of alcohol preceded him. "I'm just closing out, but I can still ring you up if." "Perfect." He leaned against the counter, too close. "Because we need you to open that register real slow." Maya's blood turned to ice. The other 2 spread out, blocking the door. Behind them, she could see her car in the parking lot, so close, yet impossibly far. "Please," she whispered, "I'm just a college student. I don't want any trouble." "No trouble, sweetheart," the leader said, his voice oily. "Just open it up, now." Maya's hands trembled as she reached for the register key. This couldn't be happening. She'd survived a whole semester working nights without incident. She thought about her mother, who'd be waiting up. About her little brother's birthday next week. The leader's hand moved to his waistband, suggesting something beneath his hoodie. "I said now, is there a problem here?" The voice came from the back of the store, deep, calm, and carrying an edge of steel. All 3 men spun around. The silver-haired woman emerged from the snack aisle first, followed by 2 men, both well over 6 feet tall and built like brick walls. Their leather vests bore the patch of a veterans motorcycle club, Desert Hawks MC. "This is a private conversation," the leader said, but his bravado had cracked. "Doesn't look private," the larger biker said, moving closer. His name patch read, Hammer. "Looks like 3 grown men scaring a young lady. That's not a conversation. That's cowardice." The silver-haired woman positioned herself directly between Maya and the would-be robbers. "Sweetheart, you okay?" Maya nodded, unable to find words. Tears pricked her eyes. "We don't want trouble with you," one of the other hoodie-wearing men said, backing toward the door. "We were just leaving," Hammer finished. "Right now, and you won't come back. Not tonight, not ever. You can't tell us." The third biker, whose patch read, Preacher, pulled out his phone. "I've got your faces." Your friend's hand was near his waistband, suggesting he was armed. "That's aggravated robbery. I've got a buddy in the police department who'd love to see this footage from the security camera up there." He pointed at the corner camera Maya had almost forgotten about. The leader's eyes darted to the camera, then back to the bikers. The calculation was clear on his face: 3 drunk idiots versus 3 sober veterans. There was only one smart choice. "This isn't over," he muttered, but he was already backing toward the door. "Yeah, it is," the silver-haired woman said quietly. "Because if we see you around here again, bothering any workers, any customers, anyone, you'll answer to the entire Desert Hawks chapter." That's 43 veterans who don't take kindly to punks terrorizing kids just trying to make a living. The 3 men practically stumbled over each other getting out the door. Their footsteps echoed across the parking lot as they fled into the night, leaving their bravado behind. Maya slumped against the counter, her legs suddenly weak. The silver-haired woman was beside her in an instant. Hey, you're okay. You're safe now. I'm Rita, by the way." "Maya," she managed. Thank you. I thought." "Don't think about what might have happened," Rita said gently. "Think about what did happen. You stayed calm. You were smart. And you're okay." Hammer was already on his phone, speaking in low tones to what sounded like a police dispatcher. Preacher had locked the front door and was checking the back exit. "I should call my manager," Maya said, fumbling for her phone. "Already did," Preacher said, returning from the back. "Spoke to Murphy. He's on his way. Says you should take the rest of the week off, paid." Maya's eyes widened. "He said that, actually. He said quite a bit more about what he'd like to do to those punks, but we'll spare you the colorful language." Preacher grinned. "Murphy's good people. Known him for years. He'll make sure you're taken care of." Over the next 30 minutes, Maya learned that Rita and her friends weren't just bikers, they were retired Marines who'd served together in Iraq. After coming home, they'd formed their motorcycle club as a way to maintain brotherhood and give back to their communities. "We do charity rides for veterans' causes," Rita explained, opening one of the energy drinks they'd finally selected. "Toys for tots at Christmas. Fundraisers for homeless vets. That kind of thing. We were actually planning a route tonight," Hammer added. "Debating whether to hit this place or the gas station down the road for snacks. Guess fate made the choice for us." When the police arrived, Maya gave her statement with Rita standing supportively beside her. The security footage clearly showed the attempted robbery, and the officers assured her they knew exactly who to look for based on the descriptions. Mr. Murphy arrived looking shaken and furious in equal measure. He was a portly man in his 60s who'd run this store for 30 years. "Maya, I'm so sorry," he said, pulling her into an unexpected hug. "This should never have happened. I should have been here." "You can't be here every night, Mr. Murphy," Maya said. "No, but I can make changes. Better security. 2 people on closing shift. No more solo nights." He turned to the bikers. "And I can't thank you folks enough. You probably saved her life." Rita waved him off. "Wrong place, wrong time for those idiots. Right place, right time for us." But Mr. Murphy insisted on giving them a year's worth of free coffee and snacks. "Anytime you want to stop by, you folks eat and drink for free. That's non-negotiable." As the police finished up and Mr. Murphy locked the store, Rita approached Maya one more time. "Listen, I want you to have this." She handed Maya a card with the Desert Hawks logo. "That's my number. You ever feel unsafe, you ever need anything, you call. Day or night, we look out for our own around here. And you're one of ours now." Maya took the card, her throat tight. "I don't know what to say. Say you'll be careful. Say you'll trust your instincts." Rita squeezed her shoulder. "And say you'll remember that most people in this world are good. Those 3 tonight, they're the exception, not the rule. Don't let them steal your faith in humanity." 2 weeks later, Maya returned to work with new security measures in place and a coworker on every closing shift. She kept Rita's card in her wallet, though she never needed to use it. But she saw the Desert Hawks often. They made Murphy's Corner store a regular stop on their rides, always friendly, always respectful. Word spread through the motorcycle community, and soon other clubs started stopping by too. Mr. Murphy's business actually improved. One evening, as Maya was restocking shelves, a young woman came in wearing a Desert Hawks prospect vest, someone trying to join the club. "You're Maya, right?" the woman asked. "Rita told me about you." "About what happened?" Maya nodded. "I just wanted to say, that's why I'm trying to join them. I heard how they stood up for you, no questions asked. That's the kind of person I want to be. The kind who shows up when someone needs help." After she left, Maya stood in the aisle for a long moment, thinking about that night. About how close she'd come to disaster. About how 3 strangers had stepped in without hesitation. She thought about Rita's words, "Most people are good." Looking around the store, at the customers browsing peacefully, at Mr. Murphy laughing with a regular at the counter, at the world continuing its ordinary, beautiful routine, Maya realized she believed it. The next weekend, Maya signed up to volunteer with the Desert Hawks' next charity event. When Rita saw her name on the list, she called immediately. "You don't have to do this," Rita said. "I know," Maya replied. "I want to. You showed up for me when I needed it. Time to pay it forward." Rita was quiet for a moment. Then, her voice warm, "Welcome to the family, kid." 6 months later, Maya would help the Desert Hawks raise $15,000 for homeless veterans. A year after that, she'd finish her degree in social work, inspired by the people who'd shown her that real strength meant protecting those who couldn't protect themselves. But on that night, standing in Murphy's Corner store with Rita's card in her wallet and a newfound sense of purpose in her heart, Maya simply locked the door, waved goodbye to Mr. Murphy, and drove home under a sky full of stars. She called her mother to say she loved her. She hugged her little brother extra tight. And when she finally fell asleep, she dreamed not of the fear, but of the moment when 3 strangers became 3 heroes. Because that's what we remember. Not the darkness, but the people who bring light. Not the threat, but the protectors who stand between us and harm. Not the worst of humanity, but the best, those who show up, stand up, and remind us all that we're never really alone.